Good morning everybody. I'm on beautiful Mount Tamborine on the Gold Coast hinterland, southeast Queensland, Australia. Beautiful scenery today. Not quite sure whether the GoPro will pick it up, but the mountains in the background there are the Great Dividing Range, which runs several thousand kilometres from the extreme north of Australia right down to the bottom of the country. I've been asked by one of my subscribers, after looking at one of my videos riding my nc750x, can I list what accessories I've put on the bike? So I thought I'd do that today. So let's just have a quick look at the bike and I'll go through what I've put on it. Order, I'll just start from front to rear, so let's go over and have a look at the bike. Starting at the top here, I've put on this wind deflector on top of the screen. Probably had that on for about 2 years. I'm 177 centimetres tall, which is about 5'10", a little bit under maybe, 5'10" with my boots on, and does a good job of deflecting over the helmet, so I'm quite happy with that. So the next accessory I'll put on is, probably can't see it, but here and here are windscreen extenders to enable the windscreen to go up and down. Need two hands to do it. Quite easy to put it up and down with two hands. Can't do it with one, and you can't do it while you're riding. Probably had that on for about 12 months. There is a video, and I'll put in a link in the description, of me fitting that. Would I do it again? No, probably not. Right, let's have a look down here. Okay, so I've put on two gaitors here and here, and they're quite cheap, easy enough to put on, and they're simply just to protect the forks, no other reason, and they look good. The next accessory I'll put on is a radiator guard, or a rad guard. It's I think it's essential to have one of those. To stop any rocks or anything piercing the radiator, and it was from Red Guard, and I can't remember how much it was, maybe 120 Australian dollars. I've read on different forums that people like to have a mudguard extender here, and they believe that that does the job of protecting the radiator. Yeah, I guess it does, stops stones and maybe sticks getting thrown up, but anything that's going to come in from this angle off the road, like a stone being thrown by a passing vehicle, is not going to protect it at all. So I think the radiator guard's definitely the way to go. The next accessory I've got here is engine protection guards, and again I'll put a link in the description of where I got them from. I think they do a very good job of protecting the engine. I'll just show you what they look like on the other side. And they're not really going to protect from a high-speed crash, but a low-speed drop, which I have had one, did a tremendous job. Didn't get the bike damaged in any way. It was a low-speed drop, and I think it was on the other side. Let's have a look. I think there just may have been a tiny little scratch, maybe here. Don't know if it'll be picked up in the camera, and here. I mean, I could fix that with some paint or even black texture, but I haven't bothered. Okay, I have here a outlet to connect an Oximiser battery charger, battery tender, and I have done a video on that, and I'll link it in the description. You can go and watch that video, but it runs up underneath. It's mounted in the front up here. While I'm down here, I've put on these on both sides of the bike to protect the panels from the knees, and pads if you've got on your bike, and leather trousers, whatever you may wear, can tend to rub the paint off, and I've mounted that on both sides. Right, so these aren't standard rear vision mirrors. They're double take mirrors, and I like them. And when I did drop the bike, when I had that low speed drop, these just bent up out of the way, didn't break the mirror in any way. I quite like those. One you can't see, so I'll have to describe it to you, is the dash I've got a dash protector on. You can't see it, but it does protect your dash from scratches, and it does a great job. Underneath here I've got mounted with double-sided tape only, and a little battery operated clock. It's got a temperature gauge and the day date, and I find that invaluable, especially with the temperature gauge. I really like to know what the temperature is. Right, so underneath here I have a quad lock, and you can see my phone's mounted on the quad lock, and the GPS is operating. It's a free offline offline app you can download. Doesn't cost anything, and it works quite well. I know somebody's going to say, oh, what happens if you have a bike accident and you get thrown away from your bike and you're immobile and etc, etc. Well, this is my old phone, and I'm actually using my current phone, which I keep in my pocket when I'm riding. I'm using it today to record this video. So this is my old phone. It does a great job, and it's free, and the maps get updated all the time, so you never have to worry about map updates. You can see I've got a power cord running out, and it goes down into the frunk, and in the frunk I've got a power outlet, so you can run it with a cigarette lighter or dual USB. You just turn it on and off, and it also tells you what your battery charge is. The next accessory that I've put on is this airflow seat cushion, I suppose you'd describe it. When I purchased it, it actually came with a second one to fit here for the passenger seat, and I did put it on, but I found that I could not close the passenger seat with it on because of the locking mechanism here. And you can see I've even had to cut this, keep it away from the rear passenger seat to lock it, otherwise it just would not shut. But it does a great job, very happy with it. The centre stand, the bike doesn't come with a centre stand as standard. It's an optional accessory, and here it is here. I can't do without it. I reckon it's terrific. Right, the next is a hugger, rear hugger, and I've done a video on installing the hugger on this bike, and I'll put that in the link. You can also see it covers the chain. I think I got it from Pyramid Plastics in the UK, but I'll put it in the description in the link. But it does a great job. I don't do off-road riding at all, so I like the hugger because it stops all the stuff getting thrown up underneath, and this provides good protection. Alright, since I'm down here, the Shad. I have a Shad top box, as you can see, and it's SH45. I really like it. It gives you ample storage. If you ever want to go away anywhere, you can put any amount of clothing in there for 3 or 4 days. I've got a drone, fits in there quite nicely. And the beauty of this is, if you go and buy the Shad panniers, they'll mount straight onto this. I haven't got the panniers, but they will mount if I need it. And let's have a look at the exhaust. So it's a Screaming Demon. It's an Australian company, and I've just got an extender. It's not a full exhaust, just mounts here. And when I purchased the bike, it came with the manufacturer's exhaust and this Screaming Demon exhaust, and the previous owner never put it on, so he gave it to me when I purchased the bike, and I've mounted it, and I like the sound of it. Right, let's start the bike and have a listen. Yeah, it's got a nice throaty roar about it. It's not excessively loud, but yeah, I like it. I've also mounted on the bike Barkbusters Storm handguards, and they're terrific. They keep the wind off you, and when I had that low speed drop, It protected the levers, nothing got broken, and they did a great job. I'd highly recommend anybody to get those. You can buy cheaper alternatives, but these are worth every cent you pay for them. Yeah, one thing I forgot to mention is this little bracket here, this little mounting ball. I use that for my GoPro. I usually mount the GoPro on my helmet, but I also have a second camera so I can get reverse shots, and I can turn the camera around to get front and angle shots. So yeah, I've mounted that as well, and it works very well. And if anybody has any questions about any of the accessories I've put on, just drop me a question or a comment in the comments section. I'll do my best to answer it. Okay, that's it. I think that's all the accessories and additions I've done to the bike. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.